Hey ladies and gents, this is Linda, FAVS777, and today I'm coming at you because I got tagged. I am going to show you my 20 or maybe a few more must-haves from 2012 that I'm sure, infinitely sure, will carry over into 2013. So in 2014, when I'm tagged for 2013, 40 must-haves for 2013. Just kidding you. I know our list grows and grows, right? So I'm going to get started so I can show you a few things. Pardon my mess in the arena here. I'm working on a few projects. I decided to put a few pretties in the way just to kind of hide all the mess on the outer edges because you don't want to see that, I'm telling you. So let's get my sign out of the way so we can get going. Some of these are fun, some not so excited. You've probably all seen them in the other 20 tag videos that went out, but hey, this gets to know me, right? So, first off, first thing and foremost, I am going to show you my glues that I use most often. For a wet glue, I am privy to the Beacons 3-in-1 Advanced Glue. I have tons of bottles of these things. It is major supply and demand in my crafting room. The other thing that I've shown you lots for my metals is this Loctite Stick and Seal Ultra Glue. It holds the metals. Those puppies aren't coming off of anything. And then of course we've got the hot glue gun that I use a bunch, but I'm not going to show you because it doesn't look pretty and you all know what a glue gun looks like. But I do have the glue gun with the ultra fine tip. I love that ultra fine tip. It's awesome. Okay, the next kind of set of tools that I use a lot, really boring, handy dandy. I've got about 10 of them. I think I have an addiction. A ruler. I don't know. I grab it all the time. Not just necessarily to draw straight lines, because I will use it as like my bone folder. I'll use it, you know, as my scoring tool, even though I have, you know, the bone folder and the scoring tool and all that stuff. This puppy, or the 10 of them I have, it's a major tool. The other things I use tons is, of course, my Crocodile. And then I also have the Big Bite Crocodile. You know, it's got the longer reach. You know, she can get across in 12 by 12 papers and stuff like that. I actually won this in a local scrapbooking contest, our local scrapbook store, a couple years back. I was chosen as one of the prettiest cards that I made, so won this one. Awesome. Oh, scissors, of course. I use these ones. These are like the Singer scissors, stainless steel, love them. Those are my go-to scissors. And these ones that I found about September, October in the dollar store. Yeah, $1, and I've went back and since bought 3 or 4 of them. Not that, you know, these break, but I love these because I will cut wire with them. I will cut, you know, all the stems off, like flowers, all that kind of stuff. These are just great because then I don't care if they get ruined. They were only $1, but these are awesome. Have like the little saw teeth on them and stuff. You know, the little saws and all that. So nice. And I love scissors that do this. These are my favorite kind of cutting scissors. I do have a regular other pair of scrapbook scissors that are like this, that have this kind of handle, but you know, they're just ergonomically for my hand. Love them. The other tools I use, of course, the little Timmy Distress tool. I really want to get the Prima one. That's on my wish list. I use this constantly, but I think the Prima one would be easier to maneuver, but this is used on everything. Other tools I use, go-to essential, all my little jewelry tools for adding all my O-rings, jump rings, and charms, and all that kind of stuff. These are the little minis, love them. And then, of course, yeah, I know, I'm showing you a screwdriver, flathead, and the other one because I'm constantly working with, you know, taking apart things because I like to alter, so I have to take the hinges off boxes and all that kind of stuff. And then the other thing, I will quickly give you a show that I use on everything, and you guys know I do. Let me real quickly, I know, see my mess? There it is, my sewing machine. It's a constant staple. So that is one thing I use. And the other constant staple I use, let me open my drawer, and I call it a tool. You got it. My ink pads. That's basic tools. I like the color box chalk, but I'm also liking the new Prima, or these, they're not new, they're old, but these Prima chalks because they just dry so quickly. So there is that for tools. Let me get those out of the way. I have piles everywhere because I had to show you guys everything, of course. So, tools. I would call this another tool because I use it all the time, and you guys will see my video on it, but it is my sketchbook. I use it to sketch all my stuff on it. Hence, therefore and foremost comes the handy dandy ruler, right? You got it. So, you know, my sketchbook. Oop, don't look too much. These are projects for my swaps. Okay, so that, yeah, it's a tool, man. Okay, some other things I love, my favorite, which most of the other tag videos I've been watching, yep, Prima romance novel. That's my favorite line of last year. Love it. Other things I use constantly, and I'm ready to go get another bottle, is the gesso. I came into the gesso last year, finally got my hands on it, realized what it worked for, you know, because I wasn't really understanding it. I thought it was just basically a paint, you know, which it is, but it has, you know, the grit in it, which is nice. So gesso is my new favorite friend from last year, and I use it to texture, of course, as well as my different texture paints. I texture everything. Cheap texture, yep, the spackling. And then this is also texture. I made Saw's homemade texture paste, which is really cool, but that stuff is like concrete. This stuff is concrete when you go to use it, but it works great. I like that texture that she taught us. So there's that. Let's see. Oh, another tool. We all have it. Can't live without it is, yep, my cutting board. I have this one that I use a lot. And let me grab it over here. Where is it? Oh, there it is. One moment, please. My other cutting tool that I use like a ton and a ton and a ton, which is my swing arm cutter. I got it at Staples. And it's this one. It's a really sharp blade, but I love it because it cuts all my heavyweight chipboard and everything. I ended up with ink rewards and coupons, and I ended up getting this. I think it runs over $30. I got it for like $8. Okay, so those are my cutting tools besides my scissors. The other things I use, I don't even know how many that's on the list, but you know, whatever, you guys realize. The other thing I constantly use, it's my must-have favorite of 2012, is all my Prima stuff, especially wings. I put wings on everything. Love them. Can't do without them. The other thing I do for on a lot of my projects is I love these, and I'm just down to the little bits. Look, I'm really cutting them, is my little acrylic gems, which, by the way, will be in Bev's store, the piece by piece, the candy gems coming up. You can see them now on her site, so I'm super glad because I used to get these at Michael's in the wedding section, and for some reason ours isn't carrying them anymore. So she'll have them in her store. Yay! Something else I use, I don't even know what number I'm on, probably 11, 12, whatever. Some of them are combined. All the cutting tools are in one category, right? Is my jar of all the different chains and stuff I have. You know, all the chains I use and stuff because I'm constantly dangling things. So there's that, and to go along with that, all my metals and stuff I use. Keys. I put keys on everything. All my keys. Tons of keys. Sometimes in one project I'll have 3 keys. I love my keys. So there it is. That is a must-have. Another must-have is I like to put, you know how I like X's and O's? I like to put X's and O's on a lot of my projects. Probably 80% of my projects will have an X and O somewhere. So X and O's. Another thing I love is, let me move my camera to show you, look at that other mess up there. I hope you can see it. There it is, my cabinet full of charms. I use those constantly. So that is another must-have. To go along with the charms, another must-have is, this drawer's horrible right now because I have been digging into it for a project I'm working on, but it is my big drawer of medals. All my go-to drawer for everything, for all my medals, including, you know, like Tim Holtz stuff. And not just medals, like, you know, mini playing, well, these are the Tim Holtz, but I do have mini playing cards in here. My bag of light bulbs are in here. Everything's in here. My jars, my bag of rusty springs are in here. All my little, you know, photo corners, numbers, you name it, it's in here. And even my other go-to that I love is Saw's wooden words. Love these. Love all her wooden products she's been coming out with lately. So this is my go-to drawer. I am constantly in it. It's constantly a mess and it's constantly overflowing. But you know, what's a girl to do? Okay, so there is that. What's my other thing? Oh, as you can hear, if you're real quiet, if we're all real quiet and listening, you'll probably hear a ton of clocks going. So clock parts are a must-have. So let's all be quiet, see if we can hear a clock. Here, we'll hear this one. Right? Okay, clocks. So I have a jar of clock parts. I'm constantly getting at garage sales and stuff like that because I like to make altar projects with all my clocks. And I have clocks everywhere in this room. There's, you know, one there that I made. I'm working on something there. I'm working on something here with the clock part. I have clocks on my walls. Clocks are everywhere. So that is a constant must-have. Clock parts. Yay! What else? What else? Oh, gotta have these. These are a constant staple. The little screw eyes. I have little ones and I have big ones because I'm constantly putting, you know, wooden pieces together. So these are constant for 2012. Let's get into some prettier things. All my sprays, and I'm not partial to any company sprays. I love them all. I tend to order most from Lindy's Stamp Gang because they have such a multitude of colors. My favorite one is the Clam Bake Beige. Our local scrapbook store is carrying this Mr. Huey's, and I just picked up a couple bottles of it because I wanted something that was just sparkle, kind of like the Lindy Stamp Gang Scintillating Silver. And this one is just called, see if I can get it to maybe focus. The lighting's not real good in here tonight, guys. Sorry. It's called Shine. Mr. Huey's, and the color is Shine, and it is nothing but shine. There's no color to it at all, just sparkle. I love it. It's not necessarily a silver sparkle like the Scintillating Silver. It's kind of a multicolored sparkle. Really nice. I'm really liking this. It's awesome. So pretty sprays on my list. Yeah, okay, let me pull this out over here. Another staple, of course, is my flower stash. I've got, you know, Wild Wicker Craft flowers. I've got I Am Roses flowers. And my other constant source of flowers is Saw Crafters flowers. Those are my three main sources of flowers. I order at least once a month from Saw's shop, and then the other ones I get every few months, you know, just every 3 or 4 months when color I'm running out of. But I order all the time from Saw's shop. Her flowers, her stencils, her wood pieces, love them. I think I should have like a frequent buyer card or something. Saw, I need a frequent buyer card. The other thing I use a lot, of course, are laces. I cannot do without my laces, ladies. I've got lots of laces. I have gotten from Annie's shop, Miss Garden Grove 1, of course, from Goodwill, things like that. Gisela, Lavish Laces. Hi, honey. She blessed me this last year with a wonderful goodie box of all these laces and trims to die for. And of course, I get to design for the Piece by Piece, which has wonderful, you know, obviously gorgeous laces and stuff to use. My other must-have of 2012 is my supplies, which, to go back for a second, is from the Piece by Piece that I designed for, and my wonderful supplies from Discount Paper Crafts that I designed for, because she carries all the latest releases, you know, Kathy does awesome. She has great stuff in her store, you know, and all my papers and my Prima stuff and my wings and Tim Holtz, all those yummy stuff I showed you. She's got them. So let me see. Let me look at my list and see if I left anything out. Got all my charms, my sprays, Jessa's wings, sewing machine. Oh my gosh, I think I got it all. And I know it was over 20, but thank you for sticking with me and seeing all my stuff. And I hope that all these little tidbits you saw will come out to be on some really cool projects in this coming year. And hopefully get into some more cool stuff so that my you know, metals drawer and stuff could really be overflowing. I have to maybe go to a second drawer. That would be awesome with all that new Prima stuff coming out. Anyway, thank you, ladies and gents, for sharing your time with me. Mwah, mwah. And as always, I'll talk with you again soon. Bye.